So, for this video, we're going to talk about polynomial functions, particularly its end behavior. But first and foremost, let us first define what is a polynomial function. A polynomial function of degree n can be described by an equation of the form p of x is equal to a sub n x raised to n plus a sub n minus 1 x raised to n minus 1 plus and so on until a sub 1x plus a sub 0, where the coefficients a sub n minus 1, and so on until a sub 1 and a sub 0 are real numbers. This time, let us see the graphs of the polynomial functions whose degree is from 0 up to 5. So, particularly, we are looking for the graph of a polynomial whose degree is equal to 0, or what we call a constant function, a polynomial that has a degree of 1, or in other words, we call that as a linear function, a polynomial that has a degree of 2, so-called a quadratic function, a polynomial function that has a degree of 3, or in other words, we call it as cubic function, a polynomial that has a degree of 4, or a function that is also called as a quartic function, and a polynomial function that has a degree of 5, or in other words, we call that as quintic function. So let us look at the graphs. So let's start with a constant function. So in this case, we have y is equal to 5. So when we graph it, notice that the graph of a constant function is always a horizontal line that passes through y equals to that particular constant function. So in this case, we have here y is equal to 5. So therefore, it's a horizontal. The graph of this particular function, constant function, is a horizontal line that passes through y equals 5. Now, how about for a linear function, y is equal to x? We know that the graph of this, since this is a linear function, so its graph is a straight line having a slope of m equals 1. Now, how about the third one? This one is an example of a quadratic function. So we know that it is a parabola that has a vertex at 0, negative 2, and it opens upward. Next, how about a cubic function? What would it look like? There. That is the graph of a cubic function. Next, how about a quartic function or a polynomial that has a degree of 4? This is the graph. And last but not the least, the graph of a quintic function or a polynomial that has a degree of 5. There. These are the graphs of the polynomial function whose degree is from 0 up to 5. So this time, I will group the graphs of the polynomial function according to its degree. So I have grouped polynomials with even and odd degree, except for 0, of course, because we already know that its graph is always a horizontal line. Now, in this example, we could see that this polynomial functions here has a degree of 2 and 4, which are even. So this is called quadratic function and quartic function respectively. Now, what can we notice about the graph of a polynomial function that has an even degree? We can see that the right side and the left side goes to the same direction. So for the quadratic function, the example of the quadratic function here, we can notice that both sides, the right side and the left side of its graph are both increasing, or the function is increasing, as well as for our quartic function. So the graphs of the polynomial function, the right side and the left side of a polynomial function that has an even degree always has the same direction. So meaning, if the left side is increasing, the right side is also increasing or goes upward. How about the graph of a polynomial function that has an odd degree? So we can notice here there are three graphs that we did a while ago that has an odd degree, which are the linear function, the cubic function, and the kinetic function. Its degree are 1, 3, and 5 respectively. So what can we notice about the right side and the left side of the graph of each functions here? So we could see that the left side and the right side of this or of the graph of these functions goes on the opposite direction. So meaning if one side is increasing, the other side is decreasing. Observing the ends of the graph means that we are determining the end behavior of a function. So, the end behavior of the graph of a polynomial function, if we're talking about end behavior, it means that we are looking for the behavior of the graph as x approaches positive infinity or negative infinity. So, simply, we are looking what is the behavior of the graph on the left side and what is the behavior of the graph on the right side. So, it is represented as this symbol, x approaches positive infinity. So, if that's the one that we're looking for as its end behavior, it means that we are getting the end behavior of the graph on the right side. And if x approaches negative infinity or denoted into the symbol, then it means that we are getting the end behavior of the graph on the left side. Okay, so let us see the end behaviors of the graph of a polynomial function. So let us first start with a polynomial function that has an even degree. So one example that we could have for a polynomial function that has an even degree, which we are already familiar with, is the quadratic function. So notice that if the leading coefficient of a quadratic function is positive, we have a graph of a parabola which opens upward. So if we're going to notice the end behavior of that particular polynomial, both left side and right side must have an increasing trend. So the function approaches to positive infinity. So increasing yung left side and yung right side. Okay? So that is if the leading coefficient is positive and the degree of the polynomial function is even. So even if it is, let's say, f of x is equal to x raised to 4, or f of x is equal to x raised to 6, or any polynomial that has an even degree, the end behavior will always be like this. Okay? And the leading coefficient is positive. Now, how about if the leading coefficient is negative? What would be our end behavior? So for quadratic function, balik tayo sa quadratic function, we know that if the leading coefficient of a quadratic function is negative, it has a graph of a parabola that goes downward. Okay? So, if the parabola goes downward, the right side and the left side of the graph of that particular quadratic function are both decreasing. So, in this case, it is also applicable to all polynomial functions with even degree. Both right side and left side must be decreasing values of the function. So, ibig sabihin nun, pababa, both right side and left side of the given function if the leading coefficient is negative. Now, how about if the degree is odd? So, if the polynomial function of the degree is odd, then, okay, for the leading coefficient that has, or if the leading coefficient of that particular polynomial function is positive, then on the left side, meaning as x approaches negative infinity, we could see that the function decreases, meaning pababa. Okay? Or decreasing values of the function. Now, as x approaches to positive infinity, ibig sabihin habang papunta siya sa right side, yung function natin ay tumataas or the function approaches positive infinity. Now, How about if the leading coefficient is negative? Ano naman ang mangyayari? So, mababaliktad naman yan. So, as the left side of the graph of a polynomial function that has an odd degree, or x approaches negative infinity, the function is increasing or pataas naman. And then, on the right side, or as x approaches to positive infinity, the function now, or the value of the function now, decreases. So, meaning, pababa naman yung magiging trend ng ating right side or yung nasa dulo ng ating polynomial function. Alright, now, aside from the end behaviors of the polynomial function, we also have to consider the zeros of the polynomial function. Ano nga ba pag sinabi nating zeros of the polynomial function? These are the value or values of x that will make the function equal to 0. So, ibig sabihin nun, this will make p of x equal to 0. So, in graphs, how do we determine the zeros of the polynomial function? So, the zeros are simply the x-intercepts of this function. So, when you graph the specific polynomial function and you want to determine the number of zeros on that particular polynomial function, just have to determine how many x-intercepts are there in this function. Alright, now let us have some examples. So I will give you a graph, I will describe the end behavior, and then determine whether that particular graph represents an odd degree or even degree polynomial function. And then of course, we will state the number of zeros, real zeros, in that particular polynomial or in that particular graph. Okay, let us start. So, this is an example, or this is the graph. So, we could say here, what is the end behavior? So, the end behavior for the left side, or x approaches negative infinity, we know that the graph goes downward or decreasing value. So, the function approaches to negative infinity. Now, on the right side, as x approaches positive infinity, the function approaches negative infinity or decreasing values of f of x. Now, since we could see that both right side and left side goes on the same direction, therefore, this particular graph is what? An even degree polynomial. And how many zeros are there? Look at this. This is one x-intercept and this is two x-intercepts. So therefore, this function has 2 zeros. Particularly, 2 real zeros. Alright, let's go for the next graph. So in this next graph, we can see that the left side of our graph goes downward. So therefore, f of x approaches negative infinity on the left side. And on the right side, it goes upward. So the function is increasing. So the end behavior, as x approaches negative infinity, or on the left side, f of x approaches negative infinity or decreasing values of f of x. And if x approaches to the positive infinity or on the rightmost value, okay, rightmost side of our polynomial function, we can see that the function is, or the value of the function is increasing, or f of x approaches positive infinity. So notice that both right side, or the right side and the left side goes on the opposite direction. Therefore, we can say that this particular polynomial is an odd degree polynomial. Now, how many number of zeros, or particularly real zeros, do we have in this particular function? So, we just simply have to count the number of x-intercept. So, in this graph, we only have one x-intercept. So, therefore, the number of zeros of this particular function is only 1. Alright, so now it's your turn. I have here a short exercise wherein you'll also describe the end behavior of this particular functions, determine whether it's an odd or even degree polynomial function, and determine the number of real zeros. So I want you to put these answers, or put your answers in a piece of paper and submit it in our Google Classroom. So you can pause this video while